Set 3 ready to get underway here. USA versus Serbia tied 1-1. TJ DeFalco, number 17 in red, will start the set off for the Americans from the service line. No changes to the starting lineup for the Americans. Curious to see whether Alexander Atanasijevic stays in the lineup for Serbia. Indeed, Atanasijevic is in on the right side, and Lisinac will register the kill off the set by Jovovic. First point going to Serbia. Lisinac is tall and athletic, and as high touching as he is, has an enormously high and sizable hitting window. Very easy to set from all locations off the net. Good put away there off the out of system chance by Carson Clark on the right side. Good cross court set by Taylor Sander. That ball might have been going out of bounds. Played in the back row by the right back defender anyway. Point to the Americans. David Smith back to serve. Misses that one just out of bounds. Atanasijevic putting on the pressure. Good set by Christensen. That ball destroyed out of the middle by Dan McDonald. Man, the benefits of having a 6'6" setter who can go up and get that ball. Delivering it beautifully on the 31 set to McDonald. Crushes it to his left. Point back to the Americans. Dan McDonald, interesting story. Discovered volleyball pretty late in his high school career. Went to the University of Arizona where he played in the NCVF at the club level. Discovered that he was a very, very good player and perhaps way too good for the club level. Transferred to UC Irvine, where he then won a national championship as a varsity player and now is playing on the national team. Pretty cool story as you see Uros Kovacevic, crafty little cut shot down the line from the left-hander. It'll fall down and score. Very crafty indeed. That's great shot. You won't see that from really anyone else in the world. The left-hander on the left side willing to take that little gamble on the cut. Very creative. Jump serve coming from Kovacevic. Overpass by Shoji, put away by Jovovic. Serbia extends their lead to 4-2. Notice Christensen is standing there putting his hands up. Once again, he's a back row player and cannot make a blocking attempt that goes above the plane of the net. Interesting substitution here. Nikola Gerbic subbing in Petar Krsmanovic, 27-year-old middle blocker, 2'5", plays club in Russia, substituting in for Marko Pedraskin and perhaps just getting the less experienced players some playing time. Krsmanovic, number 21 in blue. And Kovacevic misses that one in the middle of the net. Taylor Sander, number 3 in red, back to serve for the Americans. Misses that one well out of bounds. Krsmanovic back to serve for the first time in the match. Float serve working on Taylor Sander. Put away once again very well by Dan McDonald. Really good spacing off the net with Micah Christensen. Able to have all of his range, both shots to his right and to his left out of the middle. Sees the block well and puts that one away. McDonald, only 6'7", perhaps a little undersized for an international middle blocker, and a very good athlete. Quick feet, quick arm swing, able to close blocks to pins well, and dangerous jump server from the line as well. Atanasijevic just paints the sideline on that one, barely finds the edge of the court. Undefendable swing there. Looks like John Speraw is going to challenge this, thinks it might have been out of bounds. I didn't have a good look at it, but the ball was called in by the officials. And it is barely in indeed. Very good work by the linesman calling that one correctly. If any part of the ball touches any part of the line, the ball is considered in. So even though most of that ball hit the turquoise out-of-bounds surface, some of it caught the white line, therefore it's in. Good work by our Hawkeye system. As Taylor Sander just gets the touch off the block on the top of the big attack. I don't know what Serbia's complaining about. Rarely do you see a touch called that didn't actually happen. You see it the other way around all the time, but if somebody saw a touch and was authoritative enough to call it, almost certainly there was indeed a touch on the block, and Serbia doesn't end up challenging. Point to the U.S., Carson Clark back to serve. Dug by Sander. And missed out of bounds by Carson Clark cross court, it looked like. Maybe got some feet tangled up with the Serbian blockers over there. Atanasijevic looks to be okay. Serbia serving 7-5. Ivovic back to serve. Dangerous server we saw in the first set. And that's an ace. Just like I said, working on Eric Shoji, unable to keep that one on his side of the net and in the court. In Serbia, the first to 8 points, they reached the first technical timeout, leading 8-5 in set number 3. World League 27 volleyball will be back in a few moments.
Slobodno skoči sa njim, skoči da skače, da skoče sa onim drugim. Kad je idealno, svakako neće stići na kraj. Ako se lopta odvoji od cajle, ne mora na mrežu. Prema tome, da stigneš, samo u valeru. Možemo onda odlučiti. Daj dalje, momci, napadamo ih servisom. Udarajte jako u svoje zone, daj.
Ivovic back to the service line once again out of the timeout. Great pass by DeFalco. That ball is positively destroyed by David Smith. My goodness, what a swing. Give a lot of credit to DeFalco off the pass on that. Look at this again. My goodness, nothing anyone can do to stop that. 2 blockers on him and everything, and still peels it inside of him with a great cross-court shot of the 31. Wow. That one will show up on the highlight reel later. Great swing by Smith. DeFalco back to the service line and served that under the net. What in the world? Total lapse in concentration there. Hopefully, he's laughing it off. That's what we like to see. If a player has ever told you that they've never done that, they're probably lying to you. It happens to the best of us. Lisinac back to the line for Serbia. Misses that one at the top of the net. Every service error is the same, whether you barely get it to the center line or whether it barely doesn't make it over the tape. They all result in the same thing. David Smith, after that highlight reel swing, back to the service line. Easy serve. Turned by Krasmanovic and pounded to his left. Excellent swing by the 27-year-old middle blocker. Good setting by Jovovic of Serbia, looking to get the middle a lot more involved in this set. Trying to force the Americans to commit a blocker to it and stop it. That serve sprayed out of bounds by Atanasijevic. Christensen back to serve. Interesting that he tosses his jump serve with his left and hits with his right. That's very abnormal as he misses that one to the net. Almost all jump servers will toss with the same hand that they hit with. That's a testament to the fact that Micah Christensen is fully and completely ambidextrous. Truly a freak athlete. Another good swing by a middle attacker. Dan McDonald that time puts the ball away, wrist away to his right. Yeah, Krasmanovic very late getting up on that one. Sander back to the line, see if he can do some damage from the service line here. Oh, barely trickles over the tape. Kovacevic will have to set Atanasijevic, and he puts it away cross court around the triple block. World-class swing there by Alexander Atanasijevic, just 25 years of age. 2 meters tall, like I said, plays for Perugia in Italy with injured American Aaron Russell, as well as the likes of Argentinian setter Luciano Di Cecco, Italian star Ivan Zaitsev. They got second in the CEV Champions League this year. Oh, that is absolutely roofed straight down by Sreko Lisinac. Amazing athleticism, reacting to the one-handed set by Christensen, staying in the air long enough to stay right in front of Dan McDonald the whole time, stuffing that ball straight down. Great look on the replay there, my goodness. Oh, what a pull down the line by DeFalco. Just as I praised Lisinac for his blocking, he bites on the middle once again there. Good setting by Christensen, gives DeFalco a one-on-one the left side, and he crushes it down the line off the right back defender. Dan McDonald back to the service line. This is that one to the net once again. Serbia opens up a 4-point lead. The ball pounded down the line by Carson Clark. What a swing. Not sure if he beat that block down the line or if he just snuck it through a seam. Let's see. Wow, right through the hands of Marko Ivovic. He's going to be frustrated at that one. We call that a field goal. Those of you American football fans out there. But Clark puts that ball away with authority, and then he sprays that one out of bounds in the service line. Very, very poor serving from the Americans for most of the match, but this set in particular. I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I'd guess already maybe 6 service errors, accounting for a little less than half of Serbia's points. Not a good ratio. Ivovic handled well up, actually overpassed by Taylor Sander. Kovacevic is stuffed by Micah Christensen, finally making the adjustment, getting all the way out to the line. Kovacevic tries to beat him between himself and the antenna once again, and Christensen stuffs that ball straight down. Oh yeah, great look at the move by number 11 in red. Tries to get his team into it. DeFalco misses that one way out of bounds, continuing the very poor serving by the Americans. Speraw is going to have some words with him in a technical timeout here. Serbia leading 16-12. A lot of international coaches won't look quite so much at number of service errors. It's more about ace to error ratio. Sometimes 2 errors to 1 ace is considered very, very good for an international team, and even 3 errors to 1 ace might be acceptable.
Almost 30% errors. So who gives a shit if you miss?
Excuse John Spraw's language a little bit there, but I think he's right. Who cares? Just go up and hit the ball. It's the same kind of advice he was giving DeFalco attacking earlier. I think the service error disease has crept into the minds of the Americans when they go back there. They're kind of overthinking their serves a little bit. Just go back there and hit it. Go back, give yourself a good toss. That's a very important component in the jump server. Just go up and hit the ball. Don't overthink. Like I was saying, any team at least wants a 3 errors to 1 ace sort of ratio in their serving stats. 2 to 1 is excellent. Anywhere better than that, you're probably going to win a lot of your matches. Lisinac dangerous from the service line. Good serve out of the timeout, handled perfectly by Taylor Sander, and he is... Carson Clark is put straight down one-on-one by Uros Kovacevic. Very poor swing. Good set by Christensen. Got his hitter a one-on-one opportunity. That ball should be killed probably about 90% of the time, but Clark makes the error, driving it right into the low seam that Kovacevic had covered up all the way. Serbia extends their lead to 5. Lisinac back to the line once again. Puts a lot of pressure on Shoji. Handled really well. Pipe set to DeFalco, hit out of bounds. 6-point lead now for Serbia. This set really escaping out of the grasp of the Americans in a hurry here. Service errors, attacking errors, and John Spera wants another timeout to talk it over. 18 serving 12 with Lisinac in quite a bit of a rhythm back from the service line.
Get another stick, take another whack. Here we go.
John Spera preaching the same thing I was earlier. The way that the U.S. is going to score points in this match off of their own serve is by scrapping around for block touches, finding a way to get decent defensive touches on balls, keep them alive, and find a way to junk some balls, transition swinging. So just stay and stick some balls, meaning dig them and take some rips. Try to beat the block, try to find a way to score in transition. It's the only way they're going to get back in this third set at this point. First, they got a side-out strike to Lisinac. Smart cut serve. And Sander is stuffed straight down off a very tough chance against a triple block. Not a whole lot he can do on that one, except try to keep the ball high and pray. Oh, he hit that too low. He can keep the ball higher up into the hands, give his teammates a chance to cover him a little bit better. Serbia extends their lead to 7. Lisinac with maybe his 4th straight serve. And he really unleashes on that one. Handled well by Shoji. Back to Carson Clark, he puts it away and restores some order for the Americans. Much needed point inside out there. Dan McDonald back into the game. David Smith back to the service line. Yep, big time seam between the middle blocker and outside blocker there. Clark takes advantage. Good serve by Smith, an even better pass by Ivovic. Back to Atanasijevic, dug, but not able to be kept alive. Middle back by DeFalco. Point once again to Serbia, leading 20-13. DeFalco in the right position on that ball. That's a really good defensive read. Just got to try to get underneath it and handle the heat a little bit better. Great pass by DeFalco, my goodness. Good dig in the back row, however, by Atanasijevic. Awkward tip over. Christensen with a great... Oh, wow. Great fake by Christensen. Sets Smith. Sets too far in front for Carson Clark. Big chance here for Serbia. Kovacevic buries it in the middle of the net, trying to cut off too hard of an angle. Really tricky. You saw that twice there by Christensen. He's a front row player, and the threat of him attacking, although he hasn't done it yet this match, they know the scouting report does Serbia. They know that he can jump up and hit the ball with his right or his left hand. And so when he does that little quick two-step approach and jumps high with his arms like that, and then ends up setting one of his players, it can very easily fool some blockers. Serbia did well to dig a couple of those balls. Unfortunately, Kovacevic puts it into the net at the end of the point. Christensen back to serve. Now he's a back row player, cannot make any of those offensive moves. And he misses a serve in the middle of the net once again. This is a terrible serving set for the Americans. Really got to press the reset button. Oh wow, and I must have missed a substitution. Looks like number 14, Ben Patch, the aforementioned opposite. Just finished his junior season out of BYU, 22 years of age, 6'8". Whereas number 14 in red, you'll see him into the game. See how long it takes for him to get some touches off the offensive end by Christensen. Sander misses that one out of bounds again. That might be double-digit service errors. This set alone for the U.S. A terrible, terrible serving performance. You're never going to win any volleyball games if you serve the ball out of bounds with that level of frequency. Kursmanovic back to serve. Good pass by Shoji. Stuffed straight down by Sreko Lisinac is Dan McDonnell. Outstanding read on the 31 set. Could have been a commit block right there. We'll see on the replay. Now that is a straight-up reaction. What a play by Lisinac. Just that one quick step to his right and reach, and being 205 centimeters tall, able to get over the net quickly. First swing by Ben Patch, and scores his first international point, junking that ball through the block and down. Patch, like I said, has one more year of eligibility remaining at BYU, but will choose to forego that and turn professional. He hasn't quite decided yet where he's going to play pro, but will undoubtedly be a very prospective opposite for any team looking for a big point scorer. Kavika Shoji back into serve once again, see if he can claw his team back into this third set somehow. Good serve, and that ball hit out of bounds by Atanasievich. Good job by the serving sub, Shoji, keeping the ball in play, giving his team a chance to score some points, and Atanasievich commits the hitting error. Shoji again puts on a lot of pressure. Should be a free ball coming. Pretty much. Who does Christensen go? Christensen goes to Patch, who skies it over the block and out of bounds, but gets bailed out by a net violation. The United States will take that all the way to the bank. Shoji back to the line once again. Ben Patch, like I said, 6'8", 6'9", however so tall he is. Extremely high jumper. Can hit well over most block, just about every block at the U.S. collegiate level. Tried to do it there and missed contact, and it got bailed out by net violation. Another good serve by Shoji. Another free ball coming. Handled by Shoji in the back row. Set out to DeFalco, who pulls it down the line and out of bounds. 3 straight points off the service of Kavika Shoji. Great job by the serving sub. Serbia might be thinking about a timeout here, and indeed they are. The U.S. doing a great job here, even if they don't win this set, which they might not, already down 4 points with Serbia at 23. 2 points to go to close out the set. They've done a great job of building some momentum going into set 4. Nikola Grbic definitely wants to slow down the serving role of Kavika Shoji here.
Pazite sad na varijantu, možda je skrati ili možda je udari. Vidite ljudi kako malo napravimo dve gluposti, evo nas odmah.
Shoji again dials up an ace right out of the timeout. Trickles off the tape and beats Majstorovic to his right. Lucky break for the Americans. Now this set is all of a sudden really within striking distance, only 23-20. Very late reaction by Neven Majstorovic there. And Shoji finally slows down his own momentum by missing that one just wide. Set point for Serbia. We'll have 4 of them try to close out set number 3. Jovovic, the center, back to serve. That means Atanasijevic into the front row for Serbia, number 14 in blue. Smart shot by DeFalco there. It's going to get another swing, and he stuffs, but covered well by Taylor Sander. And that ball put away through the block by Srko Lisinac, I believe. Set number 3 going to Serbia on the score of 25-20. Not sure it was even that close, so Americans made a good little run at the end, but the story was the woeful service performance. All those service errors by the Americans. Looking forward to seeing the statistics after set number 3, just how many serves were missed. Lots to clean up for both sides, perhaps. First match of the 2017 World League, first match of the 4-year Olympic quadrennial period. Long way to go, looking ahead to Tokyo 2020. Be back in a moment for set number 4 from Novi Sad, Serbia. Awesome graphic put up there by the FIVB showing the red dots cross court, blue dots down the line for both the right and the left sides. I believe the ones with the lines were picked up and the ones that are just dots hit the floor for kills. Really good visual of the Serbian attack. Set 4 ready to get underway. Marko Ivovic for Serbia, number 8 in blue. Once again back to the service line to start it off. Whoa, awkward chance there. Ivovic just has to send it over for a free ball. DeFalco's going to take a swing, and he looks like he beats the block over the top and down the line. Excellent swing by the 20-year-old out of Long Beach State University. Wow, really good work pulling that one down the line on a little bit of an inside set. First point going to the Americans. Carson Clark back to the line. John Sparrow changing up his rotation just a little bit in which server goes back to the line first. Clark gets that one off the tape. Good block covered by Kovacevic. Tip picked up by DeFalco. And Christensen unable to pursue that ball as it goes over the net, inside the antenna, but out of bounds. There's a very specific set of conditions that have to be met to be able to pursue a ball that goes outside the antenna. Or no, that goes inside the antenna, but out of bounds. You must travel underneath the net, but outside the court, and then bring the ball back outside the antenna in order for the ball to remain in play. I've seen a couple of very entertaining highlights of that over the years where setters are able to go and get those balls and actually set their hitters hittable opportunities. Off the service error, TJ DeFalco back to the service line. Good serve, working on Kovacevic. Good block touch handled in the back row. Christensen loses the joust and can't be kept alive by Dave Smith. It's rare that you don't see Christensen score in that situation. Very good work by Kovacevic, pushing first, but also higher and above the attempted misdirection of Christensen. Antonisijevic going with the float serve, and he misses it out of bounds. That's a brain-dead service error. Always seems that when you alter your service strategy just to keep the ball in bounds is when you miss it. Like Sparrow was saying earlier, just go up and hit the ball. Give yourself something that you're used to hitting. Give yourself a good toss and just go up and hit it. Don't overthink. That's what Dave Smith did just there. Put some pressure on. Kovacevic finds a seam in the block and pounds it in the middle of the floor. Point possession back to Serbia, tied at 3. Finds a seam in the block there between Christensen and McDonald. McDonald a little late to close, but Christensen's also got to close the block back in towards the court as Sander bombs that one cross court, but kept alive somehow. Mistimed by Clark, has to be set over. Pulling an Irvin Ingapeth there as Juros Kovacevic coming out of the pipe, jumping as if he's going to hit it, but actually sets it over to Antonisijevic. He puts it away off Eric Shoji in the back row. You'd think after people have seen Irvin Ingapeth of France pull that exact move so many times that blockers wouldn't jump on it quite so much, but somehow it still seems to work. Ingapeth should charge royalties every time someone pulls off that play. And there's DeFalco getting stuffed absolutely straight down out of the pipe. That offense fooled no one, especially not Peter Krsmanovic of Serbia. Yep, nobody jumped on McDonald there. Both Ivovic and Krsmanovic up strong on the pipe attack and stuffs that one straight down. As that float serve by Juros Kovacevic drifts well out of bounds. Nice set once again by Jovovic. Good job hanging, using good spacing by Krsmanovic, finding the floor out of the middle once again. Serbia up 2 points, 6-4 early on set number 4. Sander attempts to pull that one down the line, just misses it wide. Another point down to Serbia, 7-4. Sander just misses the wrist away shot down the line. Like the attempt. Clark puts that one away on the left side. Good setting by Christensen, getting his left-handed player perhaps less comfortable hitting on the left side, rotation 1. A one-on-one block opportunity. Which, like I said earlier, should be a put away about 90% of the time or more. Good serve by Sander. Ball has to be bump set over to Ivovic. Off the triple block, kept alive. And Jovovic awkwardly comes to swing at that one out of the back row and appeared to commit a net violation, called immediately by the down official. U.S. has climbed back within one here. 6 serving 7. Sander out of BYU back to the line once again. Taylor Sander, 25 years of age, 6'4", played his pro club ball in China this past year, but has just signed with Lube Civitanova to play with his American setter teammate Micah Christensen for this upcoming season. Should be a very exciting duo to watch. As he misses that serve just out of bounds. And we might have a challenge from Sparod, ball in and out on the end line there. I believe he will. This call is upheld. We'll head to the first technical timeout. If this ball is in, we'll be tied 7-7. And it is in. Great challenge by John Sparod. That ball just nicking the back edge of the end line. I wonder what John Sparod's all-time stats are with the challenge system since it's been implemented at the World Championships in 2014. Sparod seems to have an astoundingly high success rate challenging calls, and that's a great example. That ball just barely in bounds. We got 7 serving 7. This next point, we'll go to the technical timeout. Great dig by Eric Shochi on the one-on-one block cross court by Ivovic. And a good swing by Atanasievich out of the back row through the block. And Serbia takes the 8th point and gets the technical timeout. First 8 serving 7. Set number 4, Serbia leading 2 sets to 1 in front of the home crowd here in Novi Sad. Be back in a moment.
Nema veze da li je jedan blok, 2 bloka ili je ko... Jel me razumete? Čovek se odbrani super i padne lopta na ovu stranu, što sam ja mislio da će da pređe. Nema! Koncentracija non stop, to je jedna stvar. Druga stvar, neću više free ball da mi dajete blizu mreže. 3 lagane lopte smo dali preko. Free ball na 1,5 metar. Okay? Pogotovo ako je Nikola druga linija i mora da održava mrežu. Na 1,5 metar i super. Imamo srednjaka koji mogu da pucaju. Daj!
Nikola Jovovic back to serve out of the timeout for Serbia, number 9 in blue. Puts the float serve on Taylor Sander. DeFalco with an awkward shot down the line, Doug. Back set by Kovacevic, kept alive for the moment, but can't be pancaked by either McDonald or Sander in the back row. Point possession back to Serbia. Give the kill to Marko Ivovic off the creative back set by Kovacevic. As McDonald tries to avoid getting kicked in the head there by Christensen. Jovovic again, working on Sander. Bump set to DeFalco on the outside. And that'll score high off the hands. Excellent swing by the 20-year-old. Taking a tough chance and finding a way to score some points. Yep, textbook. DeFalco mature beyond his years as a volleyball player with all of his many years of experience growing up in Southern California, playing on the beach, playing indoors. He's got just about every shot you could ask for and sees the block, sees the court tremendously well. He explains why he's able to compete at this high of a level at only 20 years old. American service error puts Marko Ivovic back at the line once again. Off the tape handle by Shoji, back to Carson Clark. He pounds it through the block for a point for the Americans. Kovacevic disappointed, didn't stuff block that ball. Not sure where between him and the middle blocker that went in order to score a point, but Clark will take it as he goes back to the service line. Good serve, working on Kovacevic. Going to have to take a swing here. He sprays it well out of bounds. No touch detected, no challenge forthcoming. That's a point on serve for the Americans. Clark back to the line once again. So rare that you have a left-handed jump server working in an opposite kind of direction, typically from left to right like you do here with Carson Clark. Not a thing as a lot of teams have in their gym to see against every day. That ball off the soft block of Jovovic, inside the antenna but out of bounds and can't be pursued by Atanasijevic. Good serve by Clark, forcing the overpass. The U.S. takes the lead 11-10. Wow. Crushed out of the middle by Sreko Lucinac. No doubt about that one. Off the much easier serve by Clark. Nothing Dave Smith can do about that one. He's outsized by a good 3 or 4 inches and perhaps a good 4 or 6 inches of vertical jump by Lucinac, and he beats him with speed and power on that one. Back to the service line goes Lucinac. Good jump serve working on Sander again. DeFalco pulls that one down the line and misses it just wide. Point on serve back to Serbia. Lucinac appeared to trip on his way up in that approach and results in an awkward-looking service error. He laughs it off, no big deal. Americans tie it up at 12. DeFalco mixing it up with a float serve this time. That ball put right into the net by Atanasijevic. Serbia trying to get creative, run a little bit of a back two, the intentionally left inside back set. Try to give Atanasijevic the chance to come way inside and hit that ball cross court. He goes for the highlight reel and puts it in the bottom of the net. Point back to the Americans, and Nikola Grbic and Serbia will call a timeout here. 13 serving 12 will be the Americans under the timeout.
Da vam ne govorim šta da ne radite, jer ćete upravo to da radite. Kad ste na servisu, odbacite i gađajte čoveka i sve snage visoko i gledajte da ga pogodite. Bez obzira na zonu u kojoj je server primač ako ga vi mislite da treba da se prima. To je jedno. Drugo, kad su pomerene lopte teške, ljudi, tu gde jeste, izbacite ruke ispred sebe ravno, pucaju nam sve u blok.
If any of you speak Serbian, you'll get a good insight at what Grbic has to say to his players during that timeout. I wish I could tell you more. Interesting that these two teams have coaches of their own nationalities. John Spera, an American, of course, played for the U.S. national team. Grbic played for the Serbian and Yugoslavian national teams. As Kovacevic puts that one away, you'll see a lot of coaches foreign to their countries and having significant communication barriers with their teams. Stefan Antiga, the new coach of Canada, is of French descent, but has coached Poland for the past number of years. Fluent in French, probably got pretty fluent in Polish, and is going to have to work on his English to coach most of Canada. And I know Poland's new coach is from Italy. As that serve is missed out of bounds, point back to the Americans. Volleyball, a very worldly and international game as players go internationally to play for different clubs all the time, as do coaches. David Smith back to serve. Overpass. And there's Micah Christensen with the left hand, kept alive somehow. As Kovacevic turns on that ball and crushes it hard cross court. Unbelievable shot by the left-hander for Serbia. Amazing even that Serbia kept that ball off Micah Christensen in play. Oh wow, let's watch this again. Good luck stopping this ever. What a shot from Uros Kovacevic. Nikola, of course, his older brother that retired from the national team recently. Not sure what the call is here. That ball looked to be off the block of Serbia and out of bounds, which would be a point to the Americans. Looks like the point may have been given to Serbia, and John Spurra of the U.S. will challenge. Oh, that's definitely a touch off the top of the block there, yeah, no question about it. Good use of the replay system. See, I really like that system. It gets done quickly, it gets done correctly, and we get to move on with playing more volleyball. Christensen back to the service line after the American point off the challenge. Oh, that tip shot just can't be kept alive by Sander in the front row. It's an unfortunate break for the Americans. I think Sander had it read, as did DeFalco perhaps, or as did Christensen and Shoji in the back row, and none of them could decide who was going to get the best touch on it, couldn't keep it alive. At 15, serving 15, second technical timeout coming after this point. Kursmanovic, chalk it up for an ace for Peter Kursmanovic, working on Tori DeFalco with a float serve. Serbia is the first to 16. They get to the second technical timeout. Trying to close this match out in 4 sets. Big difference, by the way, between winning a match in 4 and winning a match in 5. The way the Intercontinental Round pool matches are scored in the World League is if you win a match in 3 sets or 4 sets, you get 3 points. If you win a match in 5 sets, you get 2 points. If you lose a match in 5 sets, you get 1 point. And if you lose in 3 or 4, you get no points. So the USA trying to fight to get 1 point on the standings board here by winning this set. Even if they force a 5th, both teams are going to come away with 1 point, with the winner of the 5th set coming away with an additional point. Now the tiebreakers go by match win-loss record, of course, first, but after that comes this point standing that I'm talking about. So teams that go to 5 sets in a lot of their matches might be penalized in the final standings more than teams that win more of their matches in 3 or 4 sets. So both teams with huge incentive to win this set right here, as far as the tournament standings are concerned. Peter Kursmanovic back to serve once again, 27-year-old middle blocker. And that ball somehow kept alive by Kursmanovic. Very impressive defensive play. You go back to Sander again, now you go back to DeFalco, and he hits it out of bounds out of the back row. What a point for Serbia. That is a way to gain some momentum. An incredible sprawling effort by Kursmanovic, the middle blocker, playing left-back defense to keep that crush by Taylor Sander alive. Really good dig by Jovovic on the right back. And the Americans can't convert on the free ball. DeFalco, that set maybe a little bit too low, and he hits it out of bounds. Once again, I missed a substitution. Looks like Garrett Magatutia in on the left side for this point alone. And I think he overpassed that ball right there. And 2 overpasses later, it's put away by Marko Ivovic of Serbia. Huge couple momentum swings. The crowd really getting into this here in Novi Sad. Got to be real careful with John Spurra, and indeed he does call a timeout for the Americans. What a sequence for the Serbian side. Remember this series, if Serbia ends up coming away with this match, those couple points right there might be what we're able to swing the momentum in their favor and push them towards a 4-set victory if they're able to finish it out. I like what Sparat's reminding his young players here is stay aggressive, don't get too tentative. Just because you're below doesn't mean you need to start overthinking every swing you take. You gotta keep playing in the float, keep swinging to try to score some points. And the U.S. gets bailed out by the service error by Krsmanovic there, 16 serving 18 now. As Carson Clark will come back in for Mike Titi to play opposite. Great serve by Taylor Sander. Handled well by Majstorovic. That ball is crushed cross court by Marko Ivovic. Wow, I hope we see a replay of that one. Look how high he gets up. Look how he turns his shoulders to face the cross court angle. And perhaps a defensive mistake by the Americans there. Yep, that's right inside the block. That's right where a defender should be standing. Whether that's DeFalco or Shoji, they've got to communicate that a little better on the American side. Good float serve working on Sander as Clark. Whoa, is that ball still alive? Off a kick save of Ivovic, that ball hits Andrej Zenovic, our head referee, and is immediately declared out of bounds. Point back to the Americans. 2 points behind here, set number 4. And for the third time this match, we see Kavika Shoji coming in to serve for one of the middle blockers, number 7 in red. Had a great run to the end of set number 3 that almost got the Americans back in contention to win the set. We'll see if he can score some points here. Handled by Ivovic. Atanasijevic beats the triple block somehow and scores the touch off the top of the hands. Excellent high swing by the 25-year-old number 14 in blue. That ball might have been in on the end line anyway. You'll see everyone on the American side saying, out, no touch, except for Carson Clark, who knows that he touched that ball off the top of his hands. Point to Serbia, Ivovic back to the line. See if he can do some damage and put this set out of reach for the Americans. So he does, he rips an ace right off the bat. I promised I didn't know that was coming, working on Eric Shoji, and John Sparat uses his last team timeout as the last ditch effort to kill the momentum for the Serbians, who look to be working towards a 4-set win here. Got to be real careful here for the United States.
Against Ivovic, just the blocking a little bit. He's attacking a lot of angle, getting a little sharper. He's hitting and moving in on him. And we're going to commit next after we side out. You go on number 20. Okay? Stay together. Tough together. Let's go here.
We hear assistant coach Matt Ferberg in there talking about the blocking strategy and Marko Ivovic. You just saw him bomb that ball across court, and the response is to move the block in a little bit and force him to hit down the line, which I'm not sure he's done yet this match. And then he also said once the U.S. side's out and is in blocking formation, they're going to have David Smith in the middle commit block on Lisinac number 20. Make sure he doesn't get any free swings through the middle, which might leave some one-on-one opportunities on either the right or the left side for Serbia. But in order to get there, the U.S. has got to side out Marko Ivovic, who's awfully hot from the service line right now. And he dials up another ace out of the timeout. What a performance by number 8 in blue here in set number 4. Just crushing any of the Americans' hopes of comeback here in set number 4, extending Serbia's lead to 5 points, 22 serving 17, and showing no signs of letting up from the service line. Let's see what he has here. Misses that one just wide, but I like the idea of cutting it across the court. Americans have got to make a big push right here in this rotation. With Carson Clark back to serve, has been a good server so far today. Handled by Kovacevic and stuffed straight down by Micah Christensen. What a move by the American center, number 11 in red. All by himself, he reaches his right hand out in the line, recognizing Kovacevic's little left-handed push back down towards the line shot and stuffing that one straight down. Big momentum point for the U.S. Clark once again. Decent pass, not great by Kovacevic, and another stuff block. This time on Atanasijevic on the right side. TJ DeFalco and David Smith. And uh-oh, here come the Americans in the blocking end of the game, just the same way they got back into it a couple sets ago. Really good block move by the 20-year-old TJ DeFalco on one of the perhaps top 10 opposite players in the world, and Atanasijevic. Two straight stuff blocks by the Americans. Carson Clark's really got to put this ball in the court coming out of the timeout and give his block a chance to make another play here. Very smart timeout by Grbić, taking no chances and giving the U.S. any momentum back into this late stages of the fourth set. And Clark sprays it about a mile out of bounds. That might have landed all the way in Bosnia. A terrible service error coming out of the timeout. Just what Nikola Grbić, coach of Serbia, wanted to see. 23 serving 20, only 2 more points remaining. As Grbić inserts Alexander Oklic, 23-year-old middle blocker who plays his club ball in Berlin. Look to see a float serve coming here. 23 serving 20, Serbia just 2 points away. And a stuff block in the middle by Krsmanovic. I don't even know if he jumped on that play. It looked like David Smith just hit it right into his hands. Oh, he was kind of on his way down, but an excellent commit block on Smith there, unable to be kept alive by Clark. And Serbia now has 4 match points. Oklic back to the line once again, trying to start Serbia's 2017 World League off with a home win. Clark restores a little bit of order, hitting that ball through the block and down off the set by DeFalco from the far side. 1 match point saved, but all Serbia has to do is side out once in the next 3 points. And they will win the match and clinch the crucial 3 points that you get for winning in 3 or 4 sets as DeFalco goes back to the service line. Got to turn it up here, but you must serve in. Ivovic puts it away out of the pipe, and that will be the match. Serbia puts it away 25-21, set number 4, and secures 3 points in the inaugural match of the 2017 World League in front of the home crowd. Coach Nikola Grbić has got to be happy with the result. Perhaps, maybe not his team's performance overall, but a really good start in the right direction. And for the Americans, I can't imagine Spurall will be too displeased about his team's performance here. Got to serve a heck of a lot better, to be sure. But I think it was good how he handled the lineups this match. I like the way he kept his younger players in. He stayed the course with the lineup that he started with from the beginning. He let his players figure it out, figure out the flow of the match, and find a way to make a couple plays. There's a long way between this match and the Olympics in Tokyo in 2020. 4 whole years, lots of international volleyball to be played, lots of learning to be done by the American side, including this weekend here in the World League. The Americans are right back at it tomorrow morning against Canada at, I believe, 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Final set stats for set number 4. And final stats for the match. Pretty poor serving by both teams. Americans 35 service errors to only 2 aces, one of the worst serving ratios I maybe have ever seen. Serbia not a whole ton better, 31 errors to 5 aces, but the timely aces by Jovovic at the end of the first set and Ivovic at the end of the fourth set here.
Opening game, this is start of tournament. What do you think about this match with America tonight?
It was a tough match. We didn't know a lot about a lot of players. They have almost all 6 players new from the Olympic Games, so we didn't have any information about them. But we knew that the team usually are playing very well. They are organized, especially in the block and defense. So I knew it would be a very tough match, and it was. But I'm satisfied with the result. We had some difficulties. We have to try to be a little bit more precise with easy things, and I hope tomorrow will be better.
Thank you very much.
Good input from Coach Nikola Grbic there. Shows his, first of all, outstanding English speaking skills, but wants a little bit more precision out of his team, execution on the easy fundamentals, probably referring to putting away free balls, serving a little bit better, blocking, defensive positioning, stuff like that. And it's early in the summer, it's early in the season. Every team's got a long way to go and plenty of work to do. And Serbia is, after all, the defending World League champions, and they will not be satisfied with anything but defending their title later on this summer. As you enjoy some highlights from throughout the match, this will be Rob St. Clair signing off. Thanks very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Hope it added to your enjoyment of the match. I'll hopefully be able to get some more content up with the remainder of the World League matches following the Americans and a handful of other teams. Stay tuned for the Americans playing Canada on Saturday and playing Belgium on Sunday, I believe, all here in Novi Sad, Serbia. And feel free to leave a comment with any feedback you might have on the video. Thanks very much, and thanks for watching.